Ice needs someone to complement her. I think it's also important that there's heroes that complement the Lyra and have good synergy with their playstyle. And I mean, not just like how Black Feather would say, you look pretty today, but Black Feather would be a good choice in that case. However, they go for the Scarf instead. It could always be this jungle Scarf to get the levels up quicker, and you put the Weapon Power Kestrel in lane, no doubt.
Yep, it will definitely be that, I'm sure. And I'm quite liking the team coming up from the side of Eanix at this point in time. They are known to quite play this very aggressive, long poke, long range kind of team comp. So it is just down to how Elite8 will respond. As long as Elite8 can pick up a hero that can dive in really deep. But then there is always a consideration of that Lyra's Bright Bulwark as well. So that is something that Elite8 has to put in mind, keep in mind when picking up the last hero. The last hero could actually they could just go for that Celeste, just try to outrange, outpoke that Kestrel, and even that of, say, Scarf, with that Baptiste being in the roamer role. That will work as well, because they are going to go for that glaive. Like I said, they need someone that can be in the front line, that can be, be the initiator. But then glaive, a roam glaive, I'm not sure how a roam glaive will do into that of a roam Lyra.
But then we'll just have to see. Maybe I'll actually go for the composition of Elite8. I really like the Baptiste glaive combo. It's really one of my favorites during this day.
Yeah, we did see it in the last game, and it's so fun to play because you have two CC on official hide, and you have one really important one on glaive. So comboing those together, it's not that easy to do, but it's not the most difficult CC. For example, Kestrel has really hard CC to land, and it's really hard to chain CC with Kestrel because she gets the active camo stun whenever it's necessary for Kestrel to get an active camo stun. You generally don't get a stun when on call. So, for example, if Glaive Afterburn, you can do it whenever you want, but Kestrel stun is more when the enemy makes it available for you. You can still screen away. Lyra doesn't quite do that. Went to official high.
A little bit of show of power there for Elite8. They were the ones who initiated. Although Eanix wanted to go for the steal, they didn't want to overcommit into that. So, a little bit of safe plays for Eanix. Trophies can actually get caught here if there is a bit more range onto Anime Save Me. Will he go for it? He wants to! There it is. Can he get the pushback? Yes, he does. Onto the side. It's going to be the Ordained. Puts out the active camo. The damage onto Anime Save Me, but Trophies will go down. So there you have it. That's the start. That's the power of an early game glaive.
Good afterburn. He used the speed boost from the afterburn. I think Jaegers is going to fall. Actually, Live picked that one up. Good rotation up from Iron Die to get the Spitfire, get the Goop combo to make sure that even though Kestrel died, Jaegers did also die. And so the wave won't be pushed in and Kestrel won't lose that much.
Did he get
good steal?
Yeah, he did.
Anime Save Me took that treant away. He kind of needed it. He's going to get this mid treant now to get energy back. But it was Glaive's good afterburn. He used the speed boost because after you use your afterburn, you do get a speed boost, a movement speed. And so Glaive used that to get just barely behind.
The Ordained connecting onto Rubber Monkey. He's blowing up right now, but yeah, that axe, or they call it an axe? Yeah, that axe is just wrecking people.
Certainly, I was just camping in lane, watching the latest CS as I do far too often. It's just nice to see how they do. And Chuffy's going to try and steal some bats, but won't quite get it. Just going to make sure that Anime Save Me and official home don't take too much chunk away.
Can I ask? Anime Save Me had no vision on that trend, right? So it was just pure instinct on how he got the last steal.
On the afterburn. Did he afterburn over the wall to get it? Is that what?
Yeah, he did it. Yeah. But I think he didn't have any vision.
No, he just went, I reckon now's a good time, and then stole it to the afterburn.
Yeah, so it was blind. That was awesome.
Yes, often when you're over the wall trying to steal a treant, you can see the root animation, so you know when they've started attacking the tree. And then you've got to think how much damage do they do, and what time should I try and steal it. So it was almost entirely luck, but there's a little bit of skill to it. You'll see that some players still steal a lot more than others.
Here we go. It's going to be a little bit of aggression onto Rubber Monkey and a bit of damage, but he'll be good for a little bit. Here comes I Angry You Die, pushing in, puts down the Goop, but it will not connect onto anyone for the meantime. So E8 just trying to wait for their camps, and Yeah, Official Hind's gonna go back, maybe buy an item first. What's he gonna buy? I did not see actually. Oh yeah. So there you go.
Nothing really important. Yeah, Anime Saving's going to pick up that fountain. Rubber Monkey's still actually really low on gold. It's about, I think, 500 more before Rubber Monkey can actually pick up that fountain, whereas Anime Saving has already picked it up. So this is a good time for Elite8 to fight. Can't quite stop the port home. Trophies is able to get towards Sorbet, and also he's got a reflex block because that's so important against the Glaive and the Batiste. Batiste forces you to build a reflex block really early on. If you get ordained or if you get afterburned, it's so important that you can block the stun. And so Trophies was able to port home and get that. I don't think Elite8 are going to fight when they have Fountain and Rubber Monkey doesn't. I think it's likely it's going to back off. But there was minion candy from Glaive, so it's very likely they're going to push this wave in. Shohai is level 6, Iron Gudai isn't. So this is definitely a good time for Elite8 to fight with their 1k gold lead, really transferring into items really well at this point.
They're pushing it. They want to make a comfortable situation here for Eanix, but they have no more waves to work with. Although Anime Save Me gonna go against his own, I would say, correct decisioning and bait out a fight. Although Official High backs off that Dragon's Breath with his own ultimate, using that nicely timed Pierce of Shade. Anime Saves Me though. The front man for Elite8 wants to go back in, pushes back Rubber Monkey. That's not what he wanted to do, but still, the damage is on Hun Jaegers. Goes in left, goes in right. Sting, or fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And no kills just yet. Just a little bit of show of power from both of these teams.
Not yet. Glaive, with the first afterburn he did under turret, did punt a minion back as opposed to a hero, so that was not quite what he wanted. And the second afterburn getting Rubber Monkey, even though it was obviously not what Glaive intended, and even though Elite8 didn't get a single good afterburn in that team fight, none of them died. So they didn't get outpoked by the Kesh and the Scarf. They managed to survive for long enough so that they just waited for the afterburn. And when the afterburn didn't come properly, they just went, okay, we'll just back off and not die. So it's really important that Elite8 are able to back off from an unfavourable engage. They don't have to go in and go all in, as some teams with Glaive often do. They wait on their first afterburn, and as soon as they go for it, they're just like, right team, let's just go. Let's just dive in and kill them. But Elite8 are much more calm, much more collected. So if the afterburn's good, then they'll use the ordained and go in. If not, they could just fear some shade to make Eanix back off, and they can disengage really well.
Now Anime Saved Me. He wants to go aggressive. Rubber Monkey is right there. Stun, and he will immediately get punished. Ooh, the saving grace from that Fountain of Renewal, keeping him on from the brink of destruction. Official High trying to throw out some defensive bad mojos here, but they gotta be very careful because right now Rubber Monkey is putting out a lot of Imperial Sigils here just for the heals. Hun Jaegers onto the sideline with that Vox, but I don't know if he has enough damage yet though. He only has the Poison Shiv and Light Armor. Aside from that, no real completed items just yet. Hun Jaegers.
Looks like he wants to go in.
Ooh, there's the Ordained. Nice two-man bad mojo. The timing, that was glorious, but the Fearsome Shade. If only he had damage, that would have been better. But now, Hun Jaegers was actually a little bit caught out. He's going to be backing away with the Sonic Zoom. Official High almost eating a Glimmer Shot. There's going to be the one-shot, one-kill. And Glimmer, and rather, Anime Save Me will be saving, providing some blockage here for Official High, as it looks like Hun Jaegers will be backing off to the base, buying another item that's going to be, him just going to rotate for his comrades. And Official High, even though he's low on HP, he is not low on the damage. And that, I think, will end the fight. But wait! Anime Save Me. Alright, never mind. He's just going to look
just
for
gonna back off.
Yeah, it's just going to back off.
No one's going to go in now. They could try and take the offline, but everyone is up. On the side of Eanix, so I doubt Elite8 are going to risk it. That was another good fight for Elite8. They didn't lose too much. They were all quite low, but as you said, there were some lovely bad mojos from Official High, and there was also a fantastic bright bulwark from Rubber Monkey. He managed to cancel the Glaive afterburn, so that Glaive got stuck on the edge of the bright bulwark and couldn't complete that. movement, which was really well played. And so Elite8 going to try and push this turret, but there's nothing you can do against a Scarf and a Kestrel. That's a really strong turret siege comp, and Kestrel could be caught out here.
Jaegers. Ooh, Kestrel was caught out indeed. Hun Jaegers though, the goop has to back off. There's gonna be the one shot, one kill, but that was a little bit up to the lower side. If it was up above, would have killed Hun Jaegers. E8 survived with their lives, but Eanix gonna say no. For the meantime, there's gonna be the defensive bulwark official. Oh, but he was not blown up. They got actually I Angry You Die, and Elite8 capitalizing, converging, and now they're gonna be pushing into the turret. They're looking for more. Does Anime Save Me have enough energy for another afterburner pick off here? I don't think he has, but at least they got the turret, they got the kill, and Elite8 are scraping the bottom of the barrel, but they're getting some goodies with those pushes.
Yeah, to get the turret, and it was a good ordained from Batista on Scarf, and immediately Fist and Shade to push Scarf. And even though Scarf wanted to stay exactly where she was, Fist and Shade pushing her into the ordained wall, landing the stun, and then Anime Save Me could just come through the afterburn to make sure Scarf wasn't going anywhere. A good kill, and again, they only got one kill, but they pushed it into a turret. Kestrel couldn't defend, and now Elite8 going to back off. So really good pressure from Elite8. They know when they get a kill, they know they just don't stop there. They try and get something from it. They either get some farm, get a turret, or get a gold mine, but they get something, and they could. Again, everyone's ported home apart from Lyra from Eanix, so Elite8 not going to look for the gold mine. They don't actually know where anyone is. They're just going to push the wave and wait for another good fight. Batista's got his Shatterglass and Clockwork now, so that's a good power spike for him. Same with Jaegers having 2 items, and there's a minion candy and a bulwark. Looks like Elite8 could fight now. Bulwark's down. The minions are empowered.
Official Hein looking for that ordain. He wants it. There it is. Connects onto the Kestrel. Can they find her through the active camo? I think the answer is a strong yes. And Lyra backing off. He's trying to run away. Official Hein into the side. Oh, there's gonna be a connection with the Bad Mojo ordain. It's gonna be an ace here for Elite8. Good start into our first game. 1-6. And Eanix. Oh my goodness, did they get caught out?
They're in a little bit of trouble. Elite8 just said, turret? What turret? I don't see a turret, I see kills, I see heroes. And Lyra actually with a scout trap managed to kill Batiste while he was trying to take the tree in. Oh, official Hein. I think all of us would have tried to take that tree to survive, but he should have just ported home. So that is some shutdown for Lyra. I'm sure that's not who Eanix wanted to get the kill. Well, I guess well played from Lyra. 50 gold on the scout chat was more than worth it in that occasion. And Eanix, they got a kill, so they're now just going to go straight for the gold mine. Look at that damage from the Kestrel and the Scarf. But Elite8 are there. They're going to get
the fearless Anime Save Me. Omano, E-Mono, and 2v3, and they got the gold miner. Wow.
They did. Fox stole it away. Anime Save Me going in for the kills on the enemy. That just left Jaegers free to steal the gold mine away. There was nothing Kestrel or Scarf can do to take a gold mine as long as Glaive is in the way. Obviously, Kestrel can basic attack past Glaive, but Glimmer Shots and Spitfires won't go through Glaive to hit the gold mine. So, well played from Anime Save Me to make sure Jaegers could secure the gold mine. And that was almost a good turnaround from Eanix. They got one kill and went, yeah, we can get the gold mine, we can do it. But they didn't get vision on any members of Elite8. And there's another minion candy on those lane minions. So Elite8 look like they want to fight.
They want to fight indeed. Look at how fearless Anime Save Me is. The fearsome Shade actually to push back I Angry You Die to safety. But the pressure is on. Here it is. The last outer turret for Eanix. The choke turret. And now Eanix are playing onto the nice edge. Oh, Rubber Monkey. Not enough, my friend. Hun Jaegers hones you down with that one finalizing shot, and he goes down, even uses an ultimate to boot, and E8 will go for a Crystal Sentry.
Well, they got that choke point tier 3 turret, such an important turret for them to get, and then they get go one shot on the Jaegers. Doesn't do much when you're weapon power, does much more when you're Crystal Power Kestrel. And this is Jaegers with that tier 1 defense was clearly enough to make it so that Kestrel really isn't that much of a problem. He's actually gone for a Solar Blade, Poison Shiv, Tyrant's Monocle, which we saw Breaking Point double Tyrants on Vox, on the old Vox. Now Poison Shiv has come through. We don't tend to see that many Tyrant's Monocles, but it does work well when you're ahead. To get a critical hit chance when you're ahead, it just does so much. And there's the water heads in.
And speaking of ahead, look at how E8 just going aggressive onto Eanix. Anime Save Me takes quite a bit of damage, but that's providing a little bit of opening here for the Vox to go aggressive. Official Hein has spot I Angry You Die. Oh, he still survives. Do they have the Lyra ultimate? It's still on cooldown, and that gave an opening here for E8 to not get punished, go for the 1-for-1 trades, and can they escape? Yes, they will. Oh man, if that passage was open, maybe it would have gone differently. Yeah.
Could have been a return ace for Eanix. It was a all-right engage from Elite8. They could have, I'm sure they would have felt like they could have done a lot better. It was a good ball from Lyra to make sure Glaive couldn't afterburn at the exact point he wanted to. But even then, they could have all stuck together on Scarf, whereas Batiste tried to 1v1 Scarf. Truffy's almost out of position, but he'll be fine. And yes, Batiste, he did well, almost managed to 1v1 Scarf, but he had no bad mojos left. He'd lost his empowerment, and then was standing on top of a goop trying to cast a bad mojo, and Scarf was easily going to win that fight and could just back off the Sentry. That Sentry wasn't up at that point, but Scarf now could back up the Sentry. So I think Elite8 aren't going to be too disappointed. They're still 8k gold ahead because they only traded over 1 kill. Really, that's all they lost. With Fox picked up the kill, he didn't die himself, and so Elite8 are going to look for another fight and then just push for the win, or maybe get a kill or 2 and get the Kraken.
Maybe try to shift the lane equilibrium here, push, and then Eanix would have to answer. Eanix will go for the respawn. Oh, can they get a catch? This is gonna be huge. Yes, they do. The recall was actually canceled here by Elite8. They punish and they capitalize. What a smart move coming in from Elite8.
Yeah, fantastic flare, and I guess he's going to try 1v1 for Jaegers. I don't think Jaegers will be able to do it, and Lyra, you're not going to survive that. Any chance? No, again, use the passageway as soon as she dies. That's not available for another minute.
Oh, that's so bad.
Obviously, I don't think it was the wrong decision for Scarf to port in that bush. You generally think that's an alright bush to try and port home in. And Kestrel
yeah, for sure.
Actually, Kestrel ported home just barely before Scarf. And obviously there was vision. Elite8 knew that because they saw Scarf and they saw Scarf alone. So they could just dive in, get the kill, and it wasn't that poor from Eanix, but you should all try and port home at the same time. So if one port gets cancelled, they all get cancelled and you can team fight. Because if Glaive had tried to stop both of them porting, they could have gone, okay, we'll just team fight you now. We've got a Sentry with 3v3, we can try and win this. Whereas they got Kestrel ported home first, then it was Scarf. And so Scarf could get stopped, but Kestrel was already at home, so you're in a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, I think it was still a 50-50 chance. Like, E8 just used a flare, hoping that there was someone in that brush, and then there was, so he capitalized really hard against Eanix there.
And they're going to try and push this turret. I think Scarf has fantastic Kraken damage, as does Truffy, so they're going to go for the fight.
And the fight has gone out indeed. Look at how low Scarf is. He has to back off as the Lyra tries to heal himself away. Enemy Save Me cancelling the ultimate of I Angry You Die, and this Vayne once again will be popped. That's going to be game 1 for Elite8. Great game for both of these teams.
Yeah, extremely well played by Elite8. They knew that if they just let the Kraken push by himself, they wouldn't do enough. So they had to go for the team fight. Glaive with an afterburn, Batiste with the Ordained forced block from I Angry You Die. Once the block was down, he thought I Angry You Die might channel the ultimate, so he threw the Fearsome Shade. I Angry You Die waited for the Fearsome Shade to be down, then channeled Dragon's Breath, and Anime Sabi just came in. Afterburn, go back into your base.
As well. Honestly, for a Taka going up against a Lance, I'm okay, chat, I'm done. And
well, they might not have quite over CC on this side of, I believe it's Eanix now on the red side.
Alright, so we're now looking into the possible last game in this best of 3 series between Elite8 and Eanix. So they were talking about how, you know, Elite8 a while ago had so much crowd control, but now it's practically non-existent. So what do you think about that one, Minimiter?
I think the comp for Eanix, it can work. Weapon Lance and a support Catherine, it can work quite well, but it's going to be really hard for them to pull off. Because obviously, you're going double roam with a Scarf. We saw that earlier today with a grace Adagio scarf to try and keep that scarf alive, but that was obviously a jungle scarf. This is a lane scarf, which we haven't seen much of at all. So Crystal Power laners have really fallen out of the meta quite hard, and I think it's good. I think I prefer Elite8's comp, even though they haven't got that much CC. Taka and Fox really work well, and they can either not fight or they can engage, but that's going to be dead Fox. There's nothing he can do about that. If you're Fox and you're farming up your jungle, your lane, anywhere near the starch bush of Eanix, you're going to get ganked so quickly. And even if you're not anywhere near, you can get gooped by Scarf, get slowed, and then they can land a stun that impale and you're going to die.
Yeah, just a lot of nice combinations there for pick-off here for Eanix. But tell me about like how you think about this Taka pick for E8. Like, how does this, like, in your opinion, mesh well with their composition going up against Eanix's?
I think the Taka works well against the Scarf, and he's quite good against Catherine because he can generally use his chitin to dodge stuns and silences that Catherine has. But you can't dodge everything. You can't dodge the stun and the root and the Githian wall and the goop. So he has to choose what's the most important for that particular team fight. So I think it's gonna be all on Anime Save Me to crucible the Catherine silence so that Taka is free to do what he wants. Because if that silence does land from Catherine, Taka won't be able to go invisible, won't be able to dodge or do really any damage, and then he's going to get killed by the weapon lance. Because if you get impaled by that lance, it's going to do so much, and it's unlikely Official Hind's going to build an Atlas because there's no point atlasing anything. Your lance is pretty much there for impales and one basic attack, then back away, and obviously for CC. And Taka is there to dive on Scarf, so the Atlas is just pointless. So he's not going to have any weapon power defense unless he decides that Metal Jacket is necessary. So that's really going to be the win tradition of Elite8. It's just let Taka dive onto Scarf and Vox just be doing what he can.
Yeah, doing what the Vox does, kite all day long, side to side, Sonic zoom in like the Flash. And, well, it was a little bit of a misstep there for Jaegers getting caught out, but it's just the start of the game. We'll have to see if Eanix can follow through, use this double CC front line of theirs. Ooh, I agree with that. No, it's the very edge of that recall animation.
About the support home. It looks like he's actually going to go for a Solar Blade lance instead of a Tension Bow first. We've seen a lot of Tension Bow lance just to get that on-hit burst damage. But Solar Blade does very similar. It just is constant damage as opposed to only having every 6 seconds. And then it's going to be Jaegers in a much better position. He obviously had to use Sprint Boots, which is not what he wanted, but he didn't get stunned, he didn't get impaled, and he didn't die. Using your boots is much better than dying, as I'm sure everyone would agree. And Lance was in lane, so he would have died to the impale and the basic attacks. Now Ongi is back in jungle. Jaegers is being pushed quite a lot by this Scarf and this Catherine, so he's able to farm his way under turret, but that's all he can really do. He can't pressure against this Scarf, which I'm sure he'd like to do, because you don't want Scarf to be able to get towards late game. You want to pressure her early. Even though the weapon power lance will fall off really hard in the late game, once we get towards mid, he'll be a real force to be reckoned with, and Vox doesn't know Lance is there.
Ooh, the damage from that impale, but Official Hind trying to provide a little bit of support, and he survives. And Jaegers gotta be careful because Truppies can put down a Spitfire. And if you actually saw the CS, look at how Truppies is already 35 to 22 compared to Jaegers.
And Jaegers has been not doing the best CS this game. I'm noticing him missing quite a few under turret, which is obviously he hadn't shot, so it's really hard for him to CS under turret. And now it's going to be Taka almost falling, kiting.
Oh, he does!
Not quite. Keeping him alive.
These positions from E8 this early on could prove a little bit fatal as Eanix start to rack up the kills as well as the last hits on the minions.
It definitely is just going to farm this wave, and Vox actually going to get a bit of ambient with Taka. It was before Vox cleared that wave, Taka actually had more CS than Vox did, which really shows how much Vox is being pushed back by this Lance and Catherine in lane. He's being forced to either miss farm or die, and he's chosen the miss farm option, which is alright. I think it's the better choice, because if he had died, they might have already lost the turret, and he would have lost even more CS. And Taka's going to try and catch out Truppies, He'll be okay, be able to back off. There was a scout trap in that bush, so Official High needs to be careful. Scarf with their full tier 3 item. Vox can pick up a poison shiv when he does shot, which will really help him farm when he gets a little bit more damage, because the main problem why he couldn't CS under turret was if he did one basic attack on a minion after it got hit by the turret, it wouldn't kill it, and Hunjager's porting in a very greedy position. He was not caught out, and he's going to try and push this wave, but I doubt they'll be able to get much turret damage off it.
Well, as long as E8 are there for the response, they should be able to protect this one, but Hunjager's is trying to defend the turret. Taka is still a little bit ways off, actually is in the jungle, so he won't provide any support for his teammate. That turret is so ripe for the taking here, and Eanix, you can see they really want to, but iAngryDie decides otherwise. He's gonna get his camps. Yeah.
He's going to get his Sword Blade now, which is such a big power spike for Eanix. They really want to fight. Taka's going to be exposed by the scout trap. Will he be okay?
I think he just might activate. Actually, he doesn't activate his boots. Official High wood. The Githyan wall, the Kaiten keeping him alive, and look at that nice back away. They thought he was going to go to Anime Save Me, but he just goes and loops around to the other side to dodge the damage. Wow.
He's not overextending. He's just going very, very, very low and deep and almost dying. He was extending exactly right. It was very risky. I think everyone else would have just run away and not bothered X-Rexing in onto iAngryDie, but Official High knew what he was doing. He didn't die, but this turret does not actually fall. Scarf didn't land the goop onto the turret. It actually went onto the minions. And Anime Save Me bootsing and fountaininging that may be accidental. Yeah, he's going to port home because he did bounce to keep himself nice and healthy, but now it won't be up for this next team fight.
Oh, here comes Official High from the sidelines. But the poke damage is just too much from Eanix. Official High trying to back away. There's going to be the lance. Oh, he connected that impale and it found its mark. Oh my goodness, the Githyan wall, the damage, the blast tremor as well. 2-for-0 with the turret. This is not looking good at all for Elite8.
Yeah, that was a Githyan wall into a Spitfire from Eanix. Lance used the Githyan wall to push Vox so that the Spitfire that Truffy's spat out would connect. And then the blast tremor burst damage was just too much. So extremely well played from Eanix. They are going to have this early game, and they're already at a 4k gold lead against 17k against Elite8's 13k, now up to 14. So this is a really good position for them to be in with a Scarf that will scale to late game extremely well. If you win the early game, that's a bonus, and a Weapon Lance pretty much guarantees that you are going to win the early game because he's just got so much damage before anyone builds any armor. You can't really contest against iAngryDie.
Yeah. But wait, Official High proves otherwise. Goes aggressive. X-Retsu's the face of trophies. If they had a little bit more leeway there, I think that might have a nice initiation here for Elite8. But not just yet. Eanix has such a good control into this one. There's the blast tremor going on off of cooldown, so we got ourselves a team fight. Fountain of Renewal and Atlas Pauldron, but by Rubber Monkey as well. So aside from that, don't know if Minimiter is still there. Oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah, as you said, Official High was really good at when he dived into Truffy's, he did extremely well and basically got Truffy's to half health with just a X-Rexum and then a Chitin. So that was extremely good from Official High. But they haven't been winning these team fights, and they're doing quite well to back off and not engage when the Eanix have got the. They're winning when he's
Official High though is going aggressive, activates the X-Retsu, who gets the last hit. It's gonna be the Scarf. That's not good for Elite8, but if they can get the kills, maybe, just maybe. Oh, there's the Breath of Fire, or rather the Dragon's Breath, and he won't be able to. Yeah, won't be able to escape. Hunjager's again the port to awkward positions, but he'll be porting in a better one. Still though, they forced the fight and they lost it, giving even more bonuses here for Eanix.
Yeah, they tried to steal the gold mine, and by trying to steal it, they give up the turret, does appear that Anime Save Me is disconnected, so hopefully they will fix that quite soon and be able to play. Because Elite8, they're going in 2v3. They're not going in. Well, obviously they can't go in together because they haven't got all their players, but they should just back off. Don't look to fight unless you're in a good position to do so. Either fight under sentry or just wait and back off until your team are fully there. So Hunyega's just going to take the farm. He could be in trouble here. He's going to get stunned, and yeah.
Oh, double stun, double poke. What can you ask more for Eanix? That was not looking good at all.
Certainly not. It looks like they may even get this turret. Nope, and Official Hine's going to try and run, and they are just going to push the turret now. That's another turret destroyed for Eanix. Official Hine doesn't know what to do. They're actually going to. They want to port home. They've all got at least 2k gold. So Eanix do not really want to fight. They want. Yeah, Lance has got himself a tension bow pretty much from nothing. And Hunyega's picked up a Slumbering Husk, and it was already been procced, so that's not great. They might get a kill onto Catherine here. What do you think?
They are going to be able to, I think. Oh, the Storm Guard. But not the case. They will be able to win that one, but iAngryAdai is back, and legit, he is angry. Goes in aggressive, misses the connection of that Impale. And here comes under Xretsu. Official Hine is blood hungry right now. There's so much aggression here, but I mean, aggression does not mean kills, and they got, well, legit beats. Double kill for Eanix.
Yeah, that was Lance doing trophies with 3,000 gold. Just can pick up a full Broken Myth, isn't he? He just can pick up everyone. Yes, he is. He's going to get a full Broken Myth just because he can with 3,000 gold. So I think the fact that iAngryAdai managed to come back and he managed to come back with a tension bow recently picked up just means he could turn around the fight. Even though it looked like Taka was doing quite well, once Lance had come back, it was really no contest. There's almost a 10k gold lead for Eanix, which some people call the point of no return. It's at 9k at the moment, and with this gold mine going over, it's going to go to about 9.5, so it's going to be very close. In fact, I think Elite8 wants to steal. Who's going to get it? It will be
They get it though. Official Hine 1v1 against Trophies. They got to back off and give some support to this Scarf. That's going to be the case. Hunyega's backing away. Look at the damage though from this Lance. Even though he doesn't have a lot of attack speed, he got a lot of poke damage. Oh, that's going to be close. He won't be able to connect his finalizing blow onto the Lance, and that's going to be a 2-for-0. What is happening?
Just barely surviving. They're going to take out the sentry. There's not much else they can take. They can't push the two base turrets because the minions are far too pushed themselves. So they're just going to take the backs away, and iAngryAdai is probably going to port home. He is quite low on health, so if he gets caught out, he could be in a little bit of trouble.
What is happening here, though? I mean, E8 have been forcing so many fights back and forth. It looks like they're just trying to push their luck, push it to the limit, but that's not going to be their winning factor here. They don't have...
Elite8 trying their best to take a good fight where they can dive onto someone and just burst them down. But it's so hard to do, unfortunately. It looks like, Anime Save Me isn't connected, so you just it's so hard to do in this situation when you are 2v3, because you just have to do what they're doing now and just back off and hope. They're going to go in and try and fight. This
might be the final fight for E8 as they race in their ranks to actually provide any frontline support. And Crystal Sentry is out, but it's in a... I mean, he's not going to deal enough damage or, prove to be a defense monster here for E8. Finally, Enemy Safety is back, but I think it's just a bit too late for
E8. It may be too late, but Anime Safety is back, so he's got 3k gold. He's able to pick up at least one item. Probably,
they're trying to go in. Is this it? The Hail Mary pass for Kaiten was used, Xretsu was used, Official Hine backing off. Oh, the damage! And here it is, Trophy's full-blown out Dragon's Breath. He gets it. Only Hunyega's to survive, but does he have enough AoE damage? He gets plowed around like a toy. And there you have it. Eanix will be pushing this into a Game 3.
Well, triple kill for iAngryAdai at the end there. Anime Safety did return just in time to watch the veined crystals shatter. And so we will be going into a game. They will be playing a Game 3. That was as you said, it got to the 10k gold lead, which is at the point where if you are going to turn the fight around, you need someone like a Baron or someone like that who will scale extremely well into late game. Whereas what they had a Vox, which does scale quite well, but they're up against a Scarf. And Scarf is one of the best late game heroes in the game, so you're not really going to turn it around when you're 10k gold behind, because Scarf is going to fall off. Scarf just isn't going to fall off. She's going to keep ramping up, keep getting more.
Well, but the Castro comp is a comp that they've run very, very often, and I'm sure the side of Eanix will be very comfortable with it. But with that Idris being opened up, I'm not surprised though if they do just settle for the Idris, just to remove Idris from the equation for the side of Elite8. I mean, Idris at this point in time is a very strong weapon carry. They are going to go for that Scarf for the side of Eanix, just depriving the side of Elite8 for that Scarf, because yeah.
Eanix going for a very similar comp, but no, they're not going to go for a weapon lance in the jungle. They're going to go for a pool in the jungle. Sky obviously banned away. Sky is seen as the main counter to Crawl, so that can't be picked. Obviously, Petal is another great counter, but Scarf will rip through Petal's minions like no one's business. So and obviously they've already picked their Batiste, so unless you want to push that Batiste into lane, you're going to put Batiste against a Crawl, which is really good. Melee heroes are fantastic at playing against the Batiste because he can't run away. That's the one thing Batiste just cannot do. He has to damage you from afar, but he can't get away if you're on top of him. And we've seen the first Gwen for a long time. I think that's a good counter to Crawl. So
Thanks for that one, Mini Miter. Luxuria. I'm not gonna call you Lux, I'm gonna call you Luxuria, yeah. And Mini Miter will be the one who's gonna be co-casting with me for this final game here, guys, with our Eanix versus Elite8. Let's do this. For me, I would have to probably go for Elite8's side, just because I have a lot of faith in the Batiste of Official Hind. But if you look on Eanix, on that second game, they were phenomenal with this double in-your-face dive / stun type of composition that really works out well for them.
Yeah, they were happy with how the Scarf and Lance worked in the last game. Obviously, the Catherine was immediately picked up to just make sure they couldn't do the same comp twice in a row because of how comfortable they were on it. But they went for a very similar comp. They went for Crawl instead of Catherine. And I'm pretty sure they'll be happy with how the draft went because they like their Scarf. Monkey played extremely well on Lance. This time it will be a support Lance instead of a weapon power Lance. He has booked a weapon blade, but that's probably just for a bit of early game pressure. And Truffy's could be in trouble. Monkey's in more trouble.
Here it is, a taste of your own medicine. Rubber Monkey bursted down as that lands. First blood will be netted by Elite8 here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is probably the first time that I'll be seeing Gwen for our split 2. Not really a popular pick in the Sia region.
Yeah, it's definitely the first time we've seen Gwen for quite a while because she was really strong she got a slightly decreased weapon power ratio because what everyone used to play was just a tension bow on Gwen, and you'd have your tension bow proc at the same time as your boomstick heroic perk, which happens every few seconds. And so that's such a big on-hit damage that there's pretty much nothing that you can do to defend against it except to get quite a lot of health. Because obviously tension bow will pierce through armor you've got, and so you have to build health to try and even though the burst is still around 400 in the early game, you need to make sure that's not too much of your health. And we are going to see tension bow Gwen 2 minutes 30. That's a really early tension bow, really good CS from Gwen to make sure she can get that tension bow really early on. And so Scarf is really going to have to be careful of not getting in range of Gwen when that tension bow is up. And Triumph will go over.
Oh, this is a 2v3 though. Did they get the steal? I actually didn't see. Official Hind's gonna be caught out. That's gonna be a 1 kill. Elite8 though, they have Hun Jaegers. Wow, tension bow. You said it. The damage is just surreal. But here comes I Angry You Die. Trophies as well. He will be activating that trap, but it won't really get much. It's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. So
well,
there you have it. Tension bow.
Crawl took away one of the backs and is going to run away so it's the next one. Won't die, but Gwen is going to rotate down. Will this be a Dead I Angry You Die?
Dead I Angry You Die?
Oh,
Good timing. Even Rubber
Nice.
Monkey with the Impale, but that might have been an imp fail, as he might go down here against Ilock. Nope, Trophies will be giving a little bit of support for him. So both members here of Eanix will survive.
Yeah, Angry Die will survive just barely. He actually, I thought he used his boots, but he just stayed in the bush to get his rogue perk. And the Elite8 could secure the tree before it despawns 4 minutes in. So Official High won't be too happy about that. And it was a good fight from Eanix. Obviously, they were all 3, whereas Elite8 were just as 2. So they got the kill on Batiste, and then got one of the backs away. Now Ilock could be in a bit of trouble. Ilock's going in.
Not a lot of mobility here for the Scarf. Ordain just for the security of it, and they get the one. Looking for the second Rubber Monkey. He doesn't have a lot of tanking prowess for the meantime, so he's got to back away to the safety of the turret. Angry Die boosting up. He wants a little bit of the aggression. Krull does have that Dead Man's Rush, but didn't find the target. So E8 really capitalizing on this Scarf's immobility.
Yeah, they're doing well. Ilock is coming out of the bush with that emergency suit, and Official High is right behind her with the Ordain. So even if Scarf does manage to run far enough away that you can't kill her, she gets stunned by the Ordain. If she doesn't run away into the Ordain wall, then Jaegers will get the kill with that tension bow working towards Sora Blade. So it's a good combination from Elite8. Rubber Monkey really has to be in lane almost constantly to make sure that he can push Catherine away before she manages to land the Merciless Pursuit. And Angry Die still level 5, trying to get his back, so he'll be level 6 momentarily. So that's a really good time for him to come up to lane, try and get a gank, because Official Hide is only level 5, and it's actually almost going to hit the level 6 as well at the same time. So no one wants to fight. They're both going to back off. Fountain on Catherine now, and a tension bow picked up by Krull. So even though he could have fought a level 6, Krull hadn't quite got his tension bow, so he didn't want to fight straight away.
Official Hein up in the river looking for, getting his camps for the meantime. Angry Die level 6 has the from hell. He can throw his blade and get a target stun locked if they can follow through. Jaeger's almost getting caught out there. Rubber Monkey didn't want to go in, I think just because he didn't know where the rest of Elite8 are. But here it is, 3 versus 3 in the lane. I agree that he has the ultimate, it connects, but looky here, it's gonna be Ilock to block with the Merciless Pursuit. 3 man fearsome shade coming out. Ilock, Jaegers as well. If they had enough range, that would have been disgusting against Eanix. But they might have a consolation prize here. That could be the turret. They're looking at Trophies, but Trophies is actually dealing quite a bit of good damage here. Storm Guard activated by Ilock, but they gotta respect, they don't have any more waves to work with, so they just back off. But man, oh man, that could have been worse for Eanix.
Yeah, definitely could. They could have lost the turret. They could have lost Ace. They managed to back away pretty much unharmed, apart from the turret going quite low. And they're going to now try and push the turret by themselves to return. Official Hyde is kind of by himself if Eanix wants to go for him, and Angry Die could try it. Not quite have enough speed boost to get there. I'm interested to see what Angry Die picks up now. If he is going to go for weapon power, or if he's going to go for that Storm Guard banner and book into a Storm Guard. It looks like he will go full weapon power, which is a much smarter move, because on-hit crawl does work well if you've got a weapon power carry, but as they've got a crystal power carry, you really want to have a lot of weapon on your jungler, so that they can't just build an Aegis and be fine. They have to either build an Aegis and die to crawl, or build a metal jacket or an Atlas and die to trophies. So good decision from Crawl. Looks like he's going to go for attack speed, maybe into a poison shiv, maybe
Official
into a
line
breaking point.
in the back line,
looking for some poke. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to get much. Poke at the choke, and Jaeger's going to rush it down. Going to get a flare and an infusion. Yeah, I was going to say, looks like he wanted to infuse. And so it could be a fight for Elite8. Official Hyde isn't infused at the moment, but he's got one in his pocket, so Elite8 are almost definitely going to want to fight soon.
Well, for the meantime, nothing as of the moment just yet. Misses the Impale. He's actually caught out from that one. Wow. One missed position, and he got blown up. Now that can be the transition here for Elite8 into the turret. That's going to be a yes. Immediately back off. The gold miner is a pretty good other objective to go for this one, and Elite 8 get 3 pretty good objectives for the price of none. But wait, hold that thought. Angry Die is right here. Can they go for the steal? Shoots out the Spitfire, but it's a bit too slow. Not like a Glimmer Shot, not like a one-shot, one kill. So it's gonna be a, well, Elite 8 to get, again, 3-0 in terms of the objectives.
4k gold lead for Elite 8 just from that one kill. It was, as you said, one missed position from Lance, one missed Impale. You're locked in position for a bit before you can start moving, and you're just going to get bursted down. A single stun, a double stun from Ilok and Hunjaegers, and Lance just got bursted so quickly. It was well played from Elite 8, but I think Rubber Monkey should have seen that they were infused, seen that they really wanted to fight, push a turret, get a gold mine. So those infusions were more than worth it. They got 600 gold from turrets and gold mine, but they're going to go for a fight, so hold my thought.
Go for a fight. I agree, you die into the backline, Hanye. Fountain, and immediately they try to wrap around. Hunjaegers looking at Trophies, but Trophies with the fadeaway Spitfire actually connecting. Now, Rubber Monkey as well as I Angry You Die. Pretty low in HP. From Hell's Heart was already used, so no throwing dagger, blade, ultimate to stun someone. They have to wait for maybe the Githian Wall or an Impale to start the fight off. But I think they're just gonna hold off for the meantime. But as I say that, they go aggressive onto the lance. They're chasing him down right now. He's gonna go to at least dip back into the fight with the Impale. Looking aggressive. He's backing off. Ilok once more. Does he have the Merciless Pursuit? It's on cooldown, but they're just gonna back off for the meantime. So there you go.
Yeah, Korn didn't have this from Hell's Heart available, so he's just going to back off the farm. I think Eanix will be happy that they didn't lose any kills from that. They didn't really get anything positive, so they're still around 4k behind. But they don't lose another turret, they don't lose another gold mine or any kills, which is really quite important. Scarf, once he gets a late game, will be doing way more damage than the Hunjaegers is now on Gwen, and we see the importance of the early game from Elite 8 is that Hunjaegers picked up an infusion, has now used it. Official Hein will probably buy an infusion now as well, just so that they are all completely ready to fight. Yeah, there's going to be a bit of defense and an infusion for Elite 8. So Elite 8 know they need to win this around mid game, because if they don't, Scarf will start ramping up to late game, and they're going to be in a real bit of trouble.
Trying to look for an opening here. 5k gold lead for Elite 8. Well, it's still a little bit early. 4 minutes before that Kraken unleashes. There's still the second turret, so not over yet for Eanix.
No, not yet. They're just trying to poke. There's more poke from Scarf if it is landed. Official Hein's doing well.
Ooh, that bad mojo. Nice connection with the Githian Wall though, but Rubber Monkey been a bit too overcommitting. Here comes I Angry You Die with the backstab, misses from Hell's Heart. Fearsome Shade comes through. Trophies blowing hard onto Official Hein, has to back away. Look at the damage from that goop. 2v1. Actually, I Angry You Die pushes him back. He's going a bit more aggressive here. Dead Man's Rush, Rubber Monkey on the sidelines goes in with a combat roll, but won't find Ilok. Still, it could have gone worse, but my goodness, I Angry You Die with the flanks.
It's been really important that Ilok has constantly had vision in the very top bush of the lane. Every time Paul has tried to sneak in there and be not seen, there's been a scout trap for him to try and pop. So it's been well done by Ilok. He's going to probably pick up another scout trap and put another in that top bush, because it's so important they know exactly where Cruel is. Because that top bush in the lane, just in the middle of the lane, is so common that Cruels will just sit there, wait for you to try and get your wave. As soon as you try and get your farm, he'll either throw some Hell's Heart and get the 2-second stun, or he'll just Dead Man's Rush to slow you down. Batiste has now picked up a block, so that's good against this Cruel. But Batiste is trying to 1v1 the Scar, while Cruel is just diving onto Gwen on the back line. Batiste needs to be with Gwen, helping stop Cruel dive, because Catherine can try, but Catherine can't stop Cruel by itself. She only has one stun every few seconds, and so they're going to try and steal the gold, try and take the gold mine. I don't think it is known about, but Cruel is going to go for the steal. Will they get it?
Rubber Monkey, he does have the Impale, but that's going to be a no from Official Hein. Rubber Monkey is very low. They're chasing him down, but they want the Cruel for their first meal. Though Elite 8 not going to be able to capitalize. I thought they were going to go for the chase, but that's not going to be the case. Official Hein right here, looking for the steal. Gets connected with from Hell's Heart. He's bursted down so much, and he gets immediately punished. Why did he have to go for that one? As it looks like Eanix are on for the chase. I like this getting slowed down for days with that goop, and Trophies is a speeding Gonzalez into his face. Look at that. And it's going to be an ace for Eanix. And look how the tides have turned. My goodness.
The tides have turned. There's still a 5k gold lead for Elite8. But I'm pretty sure this century going down, this first tower, will reduce that to about 3.5k gold lead now. So much better for Eanix. They got the backs, which is really good for Angry Die. We've seen the power of the Crawl in that team fight because he managed to burst down Official Hines so quickly and then could just turn his attention to Hunjaeger's. Gwen is really quite quick with that with the skedaddle. Now has journey boots to try and run away, but Crawl with tier 2 boots and with so many gap closes, when shadows empower him in the bush, when he uses his dead man's rush to get on top of you, you really are going to struggle to run away from a Crawl, especially when your Batista's already been killed. So it's good from Iron Gudai. Trophies is just on the back line, dealing with damage. We've seen lots of infusions from Elite8, but only one set of infusions from Eanix, one from each player. And when the teams are level on infusions, it's really anyone's fight. And Eanix took that one, and I've got a feeling the later this goes on, the more in favour it will be of Eanix. So Elite8 really have to fight now or never, because if they wait for a bit more time, then Trophies might get an Aegis, might get another damage item, and Scarf's going to be in the late game, going to be doing more damage than Gwen will, and they're just going to get in a worse and worse position the later on that Elite8 wait.
Well, Official Hein did get caught out heavily in that last clash. Maybe if he stays back a little bit right now. Wylock, though, he's going to be face-checking, and that should be a dead Catherine. No escape, no surrender, and that's a very free Kraken for the meantime. Will Hunjaegers and Official Hein go for the contest?
I hope they don't go too deep to try and steal this, because if they give up the ace, that's a turret and a Kraken. But Official Hein on this Batiste is fantastic at stealing Krakens. If you get a fearsome shade, they cannot do anything while they're just running away from you.
Bad mojo pokes. Can he get it? Oh, that's gonna be close. No, he does not. Here comes I Angry You Die. His from Hell's Heart is on cooldown. Look at how Rubber Monkey chases him on. And there's the slows from the goop, from the itemization there of Trophies. And he capitalizes. One more second onto the Impale. Will they go? Here comes Ilock. Goes aggressive. Gets the connection onto the Merciless Pursuit. Here comes Hunjaegers with the shots connecting. Hunjaegers takes it down. Looking onto I Angry You Die, but I Angry You Die will back away. Kraken will be pushing, and Trophies will be backing up this behemoth. And you know what they say, hell hath no wrath like a Kraken spawn. And she is battering down onto the turrets. Hunjaegers doing the best that he can to actually stop it. But I Angry to Die is here into the sides, has the ultimate as well.
He's just waiting, trying to get a bit of energy, and I think Scarf is too low on energy to really push this next turret. All three members of Elite8 are up, so I think Eanix won't be too happy with that Kraken push. They get the choke point turret, but once again, as I said, they just got to fight. They are winning the fights at the moment. They just have to wait, and once Trophies gets that Clockwork last item, then he's really going to have no energy problems with the energy regen you get from Clockwork, and he's going to do so much more damage with the 40% crystal power amplification that Clockwork gives you. Once he builds up Broken Mist stacks, that will just be so much damage to try and contend with. But I think if Eanix wait for Trophies to be able to afford that, I think it's about 500 more gold before he can get it, and then get an infusion and then fight, there really won't be much that Elite8 can do beside from stopping Crawl getting on top of Hunjaegers or Official Hein. In all of these team fights that Eanix have won, Crawl has been on top of Batiste or on top of Gwen, and once Crawl's on top of you, you're in a horrible position. I said earlier that Batiste cannot run away, and that is so true. When your Fearsome Shade isn't available, even if you've ordained to Crawl, he can block that, and then you can't run away as Batiste. You have to stand there and try and fight him, and you're not going to beat Crawl in a 1v1 fight. And then so it's all down on Ilock and Official Hein to get their CC on Crawl, stop him diving the backline, And then if Crawl isn't on top of you, he doesn't get his weakness stacks, he doesn't get healing, he doesn't stop your damage, and you can kill him reasonably quickly, reasonably easily.
Yeah. Well, the other funny thing about this one is if you look at both teams' net worth, it's 40k for Elite 8, while there's 37, 36 for Eanix here. So that means that they have, I would say, better itemization. But the problem is, like you said already, this Cruel is something to be dealt with. But, I mean, if they find at least a little bit of their stride, shouldn't they out-damage Eanix?
You should. You see the 3.5k gold lead that Elite 8 have managed to keep. They're only 2 kills behind. They've got Kraken gold and they've taken 1 turret, whereas Eanix have only taken 2. So you might be tempted to say that Elite 8, they're a bit behind on turrets, but they're probably ahead at this point. But the problem with saying that is Iron build is so cheap. He's got Tension Bow and he's got Poison Shiv, 2 extremely cheap items. And Trophies is almost fully built. He just needs an Aegis, and Trophies is fully built. So he's got all the damage, and so the gold lead that they've got isn't really that important because Elite 8 has more expensive items. But even so, Vainglory is going to fall off. He has got 4 damage, which is quite important. Having a breaking point against Crawl and Scarf is a great idea because Crawl's going to be quite a long fight, as will Scarf. So having a breaking point on your Gwen makes a lot of sense. This is going to be a free Kraken for Eanix. I highly doubt that Elite 8 are going to be able to stop this. And yeah, it'll be Crawl. You're not going to steal a Kraken away from Crawl unless you stun him, but that was a crucible for that anyway. And I wouldn't be surprised if Eanix, they don't need to win off this push. They can just take 1 turret and back off and then take another team fight when Scarf maybe gets an Aegis. Because there's no need overextending, giving up to Ace and letting Elite 8 have a chance to get back into this. Because if they fight in an even setting, they're not diving turrets, they're just fighting anywhere on the fold that isn't in Elite 8's base, then Eanix are probably going to win this.
So now the push is on, like you said, probably going to win this. Rubber Bump down with the Impale. Trophies from the backline as well. So Eanix are methodically pushing this, playing this by the book, slowly but surely, using that Kraken. The She-Monster is pushing with Eanix right now. Elite 8 are trying to desperately take her down before Eanix destroys the turret because it's going to be detrimental for them. They go and activate the Fearsome Shade, connecting onto Trophies as well from downtown, and they get the 1 kill. The Kraken is still alive, but it shouldn't be for much longer. Here comes Jaegers, does take in a Spitfire. So 1 death, 2 turrets, and a Kraken. So not too bad for Eanix, but not bad at all as well for Elite 8.
Yeah, Elite 8, again, I said Eanix don't need to be too aggressive. They said they get 1 choke point turret and that'd be it. They get the first crystal turret very low, but obviously they don't need to take it. Just wait, don't get caught out, Trophies, what are you doing?
Oh, and here comes the fight. Ilock is here. Wait, Trophies is dealing so much damage. Elite 8 just walked into the Vat of Life. And here comes the breath of the Dragon's Breath. Trophy's going aggressive. He blows up Ilock, but wait, Official High, he's angry. There's the bad mojo, and you know when you get too many bad mojos, you're gonna have a bad time. Angry Die, though, will be able to escape at the max range outside of the bad mojo.
And they're gonna go with the War Dreads to try and find someone, but the player won't connect. Official High. He didn't miss the port, so he's gonna try and back up the Sentry. Pale was actually blocked, so that was smart.
Yeah, that was very good.
Both teams going to back off. Vainglory is too low to even try. And it was, again, I said, Trophies, what you doing? You've been caught out. But you got a kill on Catherine. He almost got another kill on Gwen. So Scarf just knows that he's got the damage to turn these fights around. And another 500 gold, and Trophies can pick up an Aegis, and then he'll be fully built. And this almost 5k gold lead that Elite have got just won't matter at that point because once you're fully built, so for Gwen right now, that 1,200 gold extra she's got is completely pointless because she can't build any more items. She can only re-infuse. And so I think Elite 8, they'll be slightly confused as to how they've managed to get this gold lead but still have really no advantage in terms of the game. They've lost almost all their turrets compared to what Eanix have got, and they're not looking like they're going to win these team fights.
We'll just have to see. Angry Die is such a thorn on the side of Elite 8 here. He has been diving for dazed this poor Hun Jaegers or Official Hein. Although Official Hein did get a good, I would say, ultimate out of that crystal turret defense. They're still ways off from maybe getting off Eanix, but the Kraken is alive. There's no chance of being, I guess, base raced or.
They could rush the base and try and take down all the turrets, but it's extremely hard. With 2 turrets left, you can do it. Obviously, Scarf has really good turret clear, but it's just not worth it. They're winning the fights anyway, so just win a fight.
And here they go. Fight might break out. They're just chipping at each other. Vainglory from the sidelines. He's really good positioning here. But Elite8 as of the same time, they know that they can't spot the Crow. They know that he might just pop out from somewhere unexpected, so they're trying to just keep him or keep themselves a little bit out of the reach of Eanix while doing damage from afar. But they can't do that as well because Trophies is here, so it's kind of a difficult situation for them. So we'll just have to see.
Something of note is that Trophies has picked up a Crucible, not an Aegis. I was saying that he was 500 God away from an Aegis, and there's actually going to go in on level a bit of damage. No, they're just going to poke him, and they're both going to back off.
Vainglory dies chasing, using the rush, or rather the movement boost. He's coming in! Oh no, Official Hein is caught out. There's going to be the goop. This is full punishment from Trophies, and there you go. Wait! What was that? The Fearsome Shade to actually stop the aggression here of Eanix. Trying to back away. Oh, Ilock, he's gonna get caught out the sidestep, but it's still not gonna be enough. That was a great Fearsome Shade, but sometimes great is not enough. You gotta go for the best, and Eanix got the best one out of that one.
Yeah, Crucible was up. It's still up for Rough Monkeys, and he could have tried to block the Fearsome Shade, but the block came out a little bit late from Trophies when he tried to stop them being able to dive in on Batiste and on Gwen, just get to the back line, but I don't think they'll be annoyed that they got feared away because they got the kill on Catherine because Eanix now in this late game scenario is just so much stronger than Elite8 are. And as I said, the gold lead is pointless because everyone except Crawl is fully built, and Crawl's doing enough damage as it is. He doesn't necessarily need that extra item. Batista's picked up his Broken Myth, so I reckon he's going to go, that's it, I can win the fight now, I've got my Broken Myth. But realistically, just Eanix, all they have to do, be careful, wait for Kraken to take the turrets by herself, and then take the Vein Crystal when Kraken's taking the turrets.
Correct me if I'm wrong, 3 seconds on that goop cooldown plus the Frostburn is really making it difficult for to get away from Eanix. So even if the from Hell's Heart doesn't really do anything, it's just that much CC from the goop. But wait, Official Hein into the sidelines, they will be spotting out the Krull. Oh my goodness, he has a lot of damage, or rather a lot of keepaways. He will be able to almost escape, but that Kraken is battering onto the turret. Maybe one more shot. Yeah, he will be able to. Oh, wait, hold that thought. Is it gonna be enough? Yes, it will. Wow, I thought he wouldn't be able, or she wouldn't be able to get that last bash in, but I was wrong.
Very annoying. Would have been very annoying for Eanix if the Kraken didn't take down that last turret. But again, Eanix don't need to be over aggressive. Paul was standing in a very, very odd position, it seems, but he was just waiting there to hope that maybe Elite8 aren't going to notice me. Maybe I'm going to be allowed to just take the Vein after the Kraken takes the second turret. But they did notice him. Official Hein, a good fist, a good fear, a good ordained. Once they were both down, Paul went, right, I'm going to dive in and try and kill him. Catherine was there with an Atlas Potion to just stop Crawl being able to get the kill onto Batiste. And often we see when there are veins exposed, teams are very bad at getting vision. But I'm definite that Elite8 are not going to have that problem of a lack of vision. They are definitely ready for the back door, and I highly doubt that Eanix will be able to do that.
Although Eanix don't really have to go for it, they just have to build up a wave and push in, and that might be it. That might be GG, ladies and gents, but we'll just have to see if ever that they can finish off this game. There's still a slight chance that Elite8 can win this fight, but only if they're able to split up Eanix perfectly, because that Krull is such an annoying hero to deal with.
Yeah, they've been using the Fearsome Shades defensively, as you have to do. You have to get Krull away from your backline. But it's so hard to actually kill someone when you feared them away from you. Official Hein has to kind of use the fear defensively, but not too defensively, so that they can actually do the damage while they're being feared away. It's going to be tough, but I think it definitely is possible. And Eanix, as soon as Kraken spawns, they're going for it. They're going for her immediately. And unless their Crucible is missed on the Fearsome Shade, Cool should be able to secure that with a Spectral Smite. Actually, Eanix, once it's been spotted, they're going to back off. And Elite8 maybe want to go for the Kraken themselves. I'd just back away if I were you. I wouldn't let the Kraken be set, and Eanix going to go for it. Cool has no chance of backdoor.
He was spotted out. Oh, there's Aces High connecting. Jaegers is chasing him down. This could be it. Angry Die trying to run away. Will he be able to escape? Uses the ultimate by himself to actually stun Jaegers and provide a little bit of zoning for himself. But that might have been a bad call for Eanix right now, because this is a 2v3 situation. He's backing in. Jaegers will get caught out. But was that enough damage? I could be wrong here. Official Hein is still here. He's pulling out the bad mojos. Oh my goodness, Ilock gets taken down. It's going to be the 1-for-1 trade. Angry Die is chasing on to Jaegers, but Jaegers was already dead to begin with. Official Hein is right here. Does he have an ultimate? And that's going to be a no. I thought that was a good fight for Elite8, but I was severely wrong. And this could be it. Actually, no turrets remaining. And that Vayne is going to be popped.
Yeah, it was good. Well played from Jaegers to crawl out in the Moustache bush. Get the Aces High, to land onto Cool, but then Cool could just run away. He had War Treads, he had a movement speed already, and Cool with 2